that Deion Sanders would make perfect sense for USC if the Trojans chose to move on from Lincoln Riley after this season. So, Keyshawn, you obviously played for USC. You're a prominent voice when it comes to USC football. Do you like this idea?
I mean, the idea is good. Do I see it ever happening? No.
Why?
First of all, our administration is extremely tough. Extremely tough. The idea that a Deion Sanders would be roaming on our sideline would drive people crazy.
Really?
No.
Absolutely.
No.
Paul, I'm telling you the truth.
Key, you too far removed to know what's going on in the USC.
I'm not even going to listen to you because
You're too far removed.
I'm not even about to listen to you right
too
now.
far removed.
At the end of the day, the administration, they got a certain feel on how they want to do things. That's just the way we've always been. It's the weirdest thing ever. It's the weirdest thing ever. His personality is too much for the university. It's way too much. You go back and you think about, well, what about Pete Carroll? It's not the same. Pete Carroll was a guy who came in as the 29th choice.
He was. I agree.
And then all of a sudden...
Because he'd failed at New England.
All of a sudden, he hits. But the star-studded sidelines was always there. What you saw in Colorado, that was never there. That was something new. We had celebrities, different type of celebrities, though. See what I'm saying? We had Kevin Costner's and the Snoop Dogg's, and Magics would come, and Dr. Jerry Buss. They would come, and it'd be 6 or 7 celebrities, Will Ferrell, that's it.
Yeah.
Not 600. Not Paul Pearson. It's just there. Just trust me on this one. That is not going to happen because they don't have an open mind to be able to see that there could be a real possibility that he could ignite if there was an opening at USC. If. Right now, Lincoln Riley's still a coach. And what Paul Feinbaum said, though, is he said you got to win in L.A. It's big, it's Hollywood, it's personality, and Prime will get bored being in Colorado after his sons and Travis Hunter's gone because the shine won't be there anymore. I don't think that that's true. I think the shine will still be there because he's going to be able to recruit the same type of kids. Our administration, man, let me tell you, what we tend to do is we have been known as a university to stick to the norm. What the norm is. We don't change. We stay the same. You know how long it took, and let's not even talk about the race factor of it, him being a black coach. You know how long it took for us to even get a starting black quarterback? The last one, a real one, the last one we had was in '88 with Rodney Peete. Do the math, Skip.
I mean, when I was out here in the 70s, Vince Evans was.
And before Vince Evans, after Vince Evans, Rodney Peete.
Okay.
So
And that's it.
think 78.
Yeah.
That time span, I think Vince Evans was there in 78. I think he might have, maybe it was even earlier than that. Maybe a little earlier than that. But the next one was Rodney Peete. Okay? Reggie Perry doesn't count.
No.
My boy Curtis Conway played every position. That doesn't count. No. I'm talking about quarterback. It took Lincoln Riley to bring in Caleb Williams to be our quarterback. I'm just giving you the real stuff. That's just not... In all of the QBs that left Southern California that's gone on to other places to have success. That's just not what my administration, that's just not their thought process. It would be too much for them to surrender the athletic program to Deion Sanders.
Maybe y'all will get back on the map.
That may be true, but it's not whether or not I would do it. It's whether or not the Board of Trustees and the individuals that make the decisions.
It's still the same people from when you was there?
That's just hey,
what is it?
The check writers are still the check writers.
The check writers are still the check writers.
It's a lot different than other universities. I'm just giving it to you. You're getting it raw and real from me. Our check writers are different.
I like the idea.
The idea's great.
The idea would be great. Recruits, everybody would gravitate to it. And then, all the talent pool in California is way better.
Imagine them turning over the athletic. I didn't say football program, athletic program.
Yep.
Because the football program runs the athletic program. Can you imagine, like Colorado? Colorado turned it over to him.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the people at USC turning it over to him? I couldn't. Not even the least bit.
I mean, that's made for Hollywood. That's Deion. You know what they should have? Hey, they should have hired Deion for the Laker coach. Since they just want to hire, they go.
Man, be quiet, man. But he would attract, recruit. He would do all of those things wonderfully.
Influence.
But I can't get over whether or not my administration and knowing those people and dealing with them on a daily basis would want to go in that direction. We've had big personality coaches before. Lane Kiffin was a big personality coach. Okay? They fired Lane on the tarmac.
What?
Pat Hayden did.
Yeah, they fired him because he lost to Arizona State.
As soon as he got on the plane.
No, when he got off the plane, and LAX said, man, good service.
Couldn't even get his bags yet.
Couldn't get his bags.
Man.
You can't ride the bus back to the campus. You need to go home from here.
Oh, man.
So you see what I'm saying? Lane, great personality. Sark, big personality. A lot of fun. Had some personal issues, so they had to part ways with him. But my whole point is they had that young personality, recruiting, all that. They didn't like that. They couldn't see through the weeds.
Okay. But I go all the way back to John McKay, big personality.
Yeah.
John Robinson had maybe not a...
Oh, he's a big personality.
But I know him really well, and you do too.
Big personality.
But not an outlandish, you know, not,
But a
not
homegrown,
like,
though. See, all those guys are homegrown.
Yeah,
This would be an outsider coming in.
Okay. Deion Sanders is made to coach USC. If, in college football, if I could pick a place for him, I would say he goes there. Because he's Hollywood, and you still have the Hollywood reputation, even though from the inside out, you're describing arch conservative to me.
Oh, my God.
At the top, okay?
Beyond.
Okay. So is there a racial component to this where they would be anti sort of all things Deion?
No, I don't think it's heavy, but there would be some hesitancy. This isn't basketball. This isn't Henry Bivy and George Raveling. This is not basketball. This is football.
This is it.
This is it. This is it. Yeah. And you'd say, well, we've evolved now. Some people hadn't. Their minds think differently, you know? And so his personality, the swag that he brings to the table, I'm just telling you.
No, I get it. You would know.
I don't know, Skip.
I'm just telling you now.
I don't know.
I was at the Colorado USC
So
game.
that means if he couldn't be the coach then. He couldn't be the coach.
Absolutely not.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, no.
Too big of a personality.
No.
And you went there.
But this conversation will go on for on and on and on and on about the hiring practices and how they go about doing things.
Yeah.
I've been in the meetings. I've been around. I understand it. It would be a great fit. It would be a miracle if that was to ever happen and it was open and it was available job.
Deion's assistant.
But it's just, like you said, it's a conservative approach that just doesn't register. I was at the USC Colorado game.
I was there.
I talked to people from my university, and they asked me questions. What is that over there? You know, so it just, you know, I'm like, yeah, that's what happens. And they gonna give me pushback for embracing it.
Yeah.
You know? So I get it.
So the irony of this to me is LA is viewed from the outside in as open-minded racially as there is in the country, even though there are races, or pockets of racism. We know that here. But it would seem like that USC would be the most open to Deion, but you're telling me at the very top...
Think about it. We hired Lincoln Riley. Lincoln Riley doesn't have that type of personality.
No.
Right? They didn't want Coach O. O went to LSU and
That's
won
a good one.
Coach O went to LSU and won the national championship.
And he was your recruiting coordinator.
He was our everything.
Everything.
He took over the program and won something like, I feel like it was like 8 of the last 10 games or 8 of the 9 games or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And we basically said, no, see you later. We're not looking for that. Like, what? And then he goes to LSU and wins the national title. So that's all I'm saying. It's just, it would be the biggest shock I've ever seen if a Deion Sanders were roaming the sidelines as the head coach.
Yeah.
It just would be.
Okay. Well,
Brand-wise, it would be right on